Hello the internet! It is Saturday the 30th of January 2021 and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to take a little look-ski at Restream.io. I want to hear your thoughts on what I do on DLive. On DLive I send my signal out across the internet to all the platforms, but I only do it for the first half an hour. It's like a little tease. I call it a little teasing. I want to tease my audience to sort of like get them to feel what's going on. The idea is that that might bring them over to DLive.tv because I'll shut down the restream after a half an hour period. And then if you're watching, well, this is a bad example because I'm only streaming right now to YouTube. This is my weekly YouTube stream, but every other time you see me on YouTube, it's part of Restream for that DLive. So I want to talk a little about that, but I also want to say good morning to Stella Beth. Aside from the trolls, it's just you and me, Stella. How you doing? Good morning. Hey, the Gives, you're on early? Actually, no. This is my regulation time. That was a nice thunk of a cheers for you, wasn't it? Very clunk. This is my normal time for a YouTube stream. Actually, if anything, I'm slightly earlier, maybe 2 minutes earlier, but pretty generally, this is when I go live on a Saturday. Hey, the Gives, you're on early. I have a thunderstorm overhead. Dudes, we've been having horrendous weather right now in Australia. For summer, this is absolutely rubbish weather. But that's the chit-chat. It's a quiet one this morning. That's okay, Stella. I appreciate you being here. YouTube, what it is, being what it is. You know what we should do? We should have a little look. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Thank you, Stella. I'm well as well. Let's have a little look at my YouTube stream right now, and just to verify, well, we'll see how much dislikes there are is what I'm looking for here. What am I going, YouTube? I'm going Gives a minute. I'm always interested to see how many trolls are watching. Yeah, look at it. Look at that. Look at that. There's only you in the chat, and I'm assuming you've up-liked it, but there's 2 downvotes. What a shit show YouTube is. There's only 1 person chatting and 2 downvotes on my stream. Do you know what they should do? They should make downvotes accountable, right? Downvotes and upvotes should be accountable. There should be a method where the creator, maybe not public, but the creator can go in and go, oh, I want to drill down into that. And I want to, you know, they give us so many analytics in YouTube. Why is that not an analytic where we can go in and have a look at who did downvote it? Because if you know your audience, you can target your content. Isn't that what they tell you? Is you got to know your audience? So if we could know who's downvoting, then you could target the content to suit those tools. I don't give a shit though. But yeah, Restream. What do you think about Restream? Stella, do you know what Restream is? Do you know what the program Restream.io is? And do you know what it does? It's going to be just you and me chatting here this morning, so I might as well make it personal. Stella, come over here and tell me your thoughts on Restream.io, Stella. Might I express how lovely your hair looks in your avatar as well? If it's just going to be me and you, let's get it on a little here, eh? Let's make this fun, Stella. Forget the trolls, forget the dislikes. Let's have a little bit of fun here. Restream.io. Let me show you what Restream.io looks like. If I go here, Restream.io. So, I thought I was logged in here. I'll just get off scene there. I thought I was logged in. Let me just log myself in. Oh shit, no, that's create an account. I've already got an account here. Let me just log myself in here. I don't use it on Firefox. Shit. I don't have the password here. Let me open it up. Restream is a streaming tool. Yes, Stella. It's a very generic answer though, but you're correct. It is a streaming tool. What would the tool do though? Let's get a little more deep here, Stella. What would the streaming tool do? Let me just open up my keychain access because I should have my password in there. Restream.io. Alright, that's cool. I can plug this in here. So let me do this quickly off scene, of course, because this is my password. It's a series of numbers and digits. Could you believe it? I'm popping it in now. I'm popping it in. I'm popping it in. I'm popping it in. It's in. It's in. It's in. It's asking me to save it. Okay. And we're in with Restream. So this is what the software. It's browser based. This is what it looks like. Now, as you can see on the left here, all of these toggle switches are actually switched off. That means I'm not actually using Restream right now. But if I was to go ahead, Restream bot, Google it. You Googled it, did you, Stella? Ah. Stella? Is that what you do to find the answers? You use Google? That's like the rest of us. We all do that. This is kind of fun, just you and me being here, Stella. This is a personal stream for... You know what I'm thinking about doing? Shit, maybe we could do that on this stream today. I'm thinking about starting memberships to my YouTube and only making my live streams membership based. Shit. What do you think about that? Members only streams. That would definitely get rid of the trolls. Would it not? I don't know. I'm willing to try that. But over here, so what you can see here is the first one is a custom RTMP server. That's my bitwave.tv. So when I'm on DLive and I'm streaming, I want my stream to go out to as many places at the same time as possible. The package that I've bought on Restream is the middle tier. I can show you what that looks like. I love you, no money. I love you, no money. Oh, so you wouldn't be able to, oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying if I was to open up memberships and make my live streams only members, you wouldn't be able to afford it. Yeah, okay. Arrow Gamer in the house. Yo, Arrow, how you doing, man? Hey, Gives and Givers. How you doing, Arrow? We're just taking a little look-ski at Restream here. I want to ask your opinion about Restream. And then I was thinking about maybe setting up memberships. Maybe memberships could be an additional live only, like my regular Saturday stream. This one could go out to the regular community, and then there could be an additional one. I don't know. I'm liking that better than the idea of patron only live streams. But if I go over here to upgrade, I'll show you what package I'm on Restream. This will tell me the package that I'm on right now. So the package that I'm on, my plan is the professional plan, which is $490 a year. But I do happen, and can you see that? Is that big enough? Let me make that text larger. I do have a 50% off lifetime discount, so that I only pay $245 a year. Now, I'm happy to pay that. It gives me access to 3 custom RTMP destinations. It gives me all the extra channels I want, but only 3 RTMP servers. Stella, I don't put card numbers online besides the fact there is not anything on it at the moment. You don't put card numbers online. That's a funny thing. I remember people saying that like back in the day, like in the late 2000s, I'm not going to put my credit card online. Yet you'll go to the store and they'll do that that big carbon copy thing. Once that carbon copy's been made, some clerk in some banking database center is literally typing those digits in to a database which is stored online. So whether you use your card for purchases online or you only do it in a store, it still winds up online in a database. I've never understood. Nothing against you, Stella. I'm not saying anything against you. You can certainly do it how you like, but the idea of not putting a credit card number online, it's kind of a moot point because it winds up there 100% anyway. But anyway, we can talk about memberships another time. I just thought, what can I do to get this YouTube thing? I guess I'm kicking a dead horse, aren't I? The Gives a Minute YouTube channel is a dead horse, and I guess I'm trying to flog it. At least maybe it might sort of go, maybe the horse might go, and start doing something. But if I don't even kick it, if I just walk past the horse is going to stay down, right? It's not going to get up at all. So I guess what I'm saying is it, I guess the real question is it worth me trying to kick this dead horse? Or is it better just to let this thing die? That's what I'm saying. Arrow Gamer, I think I've said it before. I like Twitch through the TV, better picture quality than DLive. Not that I'd watch on DLive. Not that I wouldn't watch on DLive. So I guess that's a very good point. So let me just go back over here to my dashboard. That's the package I have, and that gives me access to custom RTMP server here. I use that for Bitwave. I can plug in 1, 2, 3 different Facebook outlets, one being my personal Facebook page, one being the Gives a Minute Facebook page, and one being my photography Facebook page. Then I can also obviously put in YouTube. I can put in Twitch, my Gives a Minute Twitch channel. I can put in my Gives a Minute Trovo, put in my Gives a Minute DLive, and also just recently, oh, that's an invalid response from Picato API. That's interesting. Picato is a place that I just discovered the other day. So when I toggle all of these on, then all you do is grab this, and I don't think this will come up on scene. Hopefully not. Let me just, yeah, there you go. It covers it. So if what I just did then was I clicked this RTMP setting over here. This here, that's a generic server link, but this stream key is what you need. When you punch that stream key into your OBS software, basically when you start your stream, it comes up here as a big, like a big preview window pops up on this side. Once these are all turned on, essentially you're streaming to all these platforms at the same time. And so what I do then, at about the half an hour mark, I come in here and I don't toggle all off because I want one to continue. I always want DLive to continue. So I'll go down and individually toggle these switches off as we go down. And that's how I restream. And the idea of that, literally, the idea of that, because I've come out saying you shouldn't restream. I've literally said these words, you should not restream, because when you do restream, you're filtering down your delivery. So you're saying, I want to build a community on DLive, but I'm also going to try to steal some from Facebook or from YouTube, but you're not actually addressing those communities. And that's the difference. So, sorry, that's the difference with my approach to Restream. I don't care for those other communities. I genuinely don't care who watches on Facebook. I don't care about Picato or Twitch or Trovo. I don't care about building a community there. All I care is bringing anyone from that community back to DLive. Again, this is not what I'm doing right now. This is my weekly YouTube stream. I'm trying to flog this dead horse on YouTube, but every other time you see me streaming on YouTube, it's a restream. And most of the time, it's only a half an hour window. And then I say, hey folks, if you're interested in this content, because we're talking about whatever it is, cryptocurrency, we're talking about the DLive drama, the upsets, the Make America Great, the First Nation, all that crap. We're talking about that. If you're interested, I put up a little thing on the screen that says dlive.tv/givesaminute. You're going to come over to DLive. Otherwise, at some point, very, very soon, bam, we're going to cut it off on you and you're not going to be able to watch it any longer. That's how I choose to use Restream. It's like a little, not a selfish way, but it's more of a, it's a non-disguised way. Like it's an honest way. I'm not trying to build audiences with one stream. Those streamers that say, are there any murmurings? DLive will be available on a smart TV. No, Aero. Unfortunately, I can't speak to that. A Restream bot allows you to have all streams in one. And yeah, I think you meant a chat bot there, I think, Stella. You meant a chat bot. So this is the problem with that. This is the problem with a chat bot. When you're streaming to all these platforms and you have somebody talking to you on YouTube, unless you tell them, unless you say, hey, I can't actually see the YouTube chat except that it's pumped into this bot chat and everything's coming up in the one, you run the risk of having somebody talking to you and you ignoring them. Now, if you're using this chat bot, of course, you see everything. But how many chats can you physically go through? I mean, I struggled to keep up with my DLive chat, right? I struggled to keep up with DLive chat. And that's only with 30 or 40 people in the chat. So could you imagine there's an extra 20 or so coming from YouTube, and then there's an extra 30 coming from Trovo, because Trovo is the big news site, right? And then there's an extra 10 from Picato, because it's been around since 2013. Then there's an extra 20 Yahoo's coming from Bitwave TV waving their Federate flags because it's a wild, wild west over there on Bitwave. Then there's a bunch coming in from the Twitch channel because Twitch is all about gaming and they're all gamers. Why don't you do gaming? How are you going to keep up with that? Like I'm not capable of physically keeping up with my only chat, DLive, let alone all the others as well. So I'm just speaking like matter of factly and I guess logically, I can't physically keep up with that. So it's a strange one. It's a strange one. Also, don't forget there are certain things that certain platforms have which don't make any sense on other platforms. So if you're restreaming, but you're trying to completely 100% engage one of the platforms, and the platform, let's say the platform's YouTube. So maybe you're trying to sneak the viewers on YouTube and the viewers on DLive. Well, what happens when someone drops a diamond or an Injigini and it's a Mayunis, wow! And then YouTube's like, what the hell was the Mayunis? Wow. Suddenly you got to start explaining, oh, that's my donations on DLive. And then someone on Trovo drops some mana and an elixir. And then you got to go, oh, that's a slightly different thing on Trovo because they got this front page hype where if you dump your mana, you get put on the front, blah, 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 blah. Man, just stick with one place and harness that audience. Unless you're going to do what I do, the little cheeky half an hour teaser roping in the audience and then saying, all right, see you later, audience. But that's my opinion. You might have a differing opinion. And I found a video on YouTube. Somebody here, an audience, a creator by the name of Oh My God, It's Derek. Is multi-streaming worth it? My experience using Restream, should you stream to multiple sites? Now this went live last year in March. So let's take a little look what old mate has to say.
January of last year, I made a video titled How to Stream to Multiple Sites at Once, an OBS tutorial in which I show people how to use a site like Restream to push out their content to all the different streaming platforms like Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whoever else is currently adding live streams to their platform.
His audio's out of sync.
However, some stuff has changed in the last year, and while I showed you how to do it, I now want to talk about whether you should be doing it. Today's video, all about multi-streaming. Roll the intro.
Wow, how out of sync is his audio? I'm not the only one experiencing that. Let's see if his comments say that. This is an insanely helpful video. Very good information. I'm still not going to multi-stream. Changing the title. Okay, so no one else is picking up on that. It could just be, maybe I'll change. No, it's not my internet. I'll change the quality down. 1080p, they call that HD these days? 1080p? Okay. I guess it is, isn't it? 1080p, 720. We'll leave it at 1080.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into our discussion,
no, it's just really out of sync.
I'd just like to take a quick moment to say, if you like videos related to gaming and streaming, then don't forget to hit the red subscribe button below and ring that bell to be notified when I post new videos every single week. Also, if you find today's video particularly helpful...
So out of time. Why didn't he fix this? It's not the resolution. It can't be. Let me just try out of curiosity. I'll go down to 360 because he's really out of sync.
Video particularly helpful, please leave a like as a way of saying thanks.
It's not that. It's not the resolution. It's just his video. It's just encoded terribly. Let's put it back up to 1080, and let's also refresh your browser.
January of last year, I made a video titled How to Stream to Multiple Sites at Once in OBS. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into our discussion on multi-streaming, I'd just like to take a quick moment to
open my door up. It's too hot in here.
If you like videos related to gaming and streaming, then don't forget to hit the red subscribe button below and ring that bell to be notified when I post new videos every single week. Also, if you find today's video particularly helpful, please leave a like as a way of saying thanks.
You know what? Can somebody check this for me? Because I'm very curious. If I put the linky poo in the chit chat, can somebody, Aero Gamer or Stella Beth, it's just you, or one of the trolls, Can you guys just check to see if that link is out of sync? I'm very curious to see. And by the way, I also want to check if this is working again, because this didn't work last week, but there is my link to my DLive. I've talked about my DLive channel a fair amount already, but there is a little link. Hopefully that gets put up in the chit chat. But yeah, if you can check that for me, that'd be terrific. Whoopsie, that's F. Fail. Yeah, my DLive did okay, that didn't work. Maybe the API dropped the YouTube connection. DLive stream doesn't match this one. Stellar, I'm not restreaming right now. I'm not restreaming right now. This is my weekly YouTube stream. I'm not restreaming to all the... This stream is only going to YouTube right now. I was just talking about my DLive channel when I do use Restream, but I'm not doing it now. I'm doing a weekly YouTube only stream. This is only going to YouTube. So the DLive... What is my DLive playing right now, by the way? I don't even know what's on my DLive. Be a rerun, right? Always have reruns up. Go to my channel. I always have reruns playing. Oh yeah, the oh, you know what? I've actually got a... I've got a new... anyway, I'll work on that myself. But I've got a new picture-in-picture setup. Hopefully. Anyway, I found some new tech. Okay, let's go back to old mate.
Leave a like as a way of saying thanks. I appreciate it. And lastly, my Twitch link is here on the screen, as well as down in the description below, if you'd like to check out one of my live streams. All right, with the formalities out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into today's discussion about multi-streaming. As a new streamer on Twitch, a platform almost...
It's not out of sync for you, really? So his video for you is completely in sync. Well, then I'm going to change browsers here. His voice does seem to be slightly behind. By the way, it is Doug. It's Doug. Hey, you going, Doug? Thank you, man. So this video for you is what it is here for me. I mean, I could try it on the Brave browser. I've been using Brave, folks. I don't know if you guys have seen the Brave browser, but we've been using it on my cryptocurrency streams in on DLive. Simply because by using it, you earn crypto. So I've actually earned, see over here on the right, just by using this browser for the last week, over a week now. So a week and 2 days, I've earned 2 basic attention tokens, which is BAT. Now, arguably, that's worth jack shit. In fact, that's right next to it. It's worth 64 US cents. So less than $1 US. Now you might say, dude, you seriously cashing up on basic attention tokens to the tune of 67 cents? That's ridiculous. But don't forget, you have to use a browser when you use the internet. So why wouldn't you use one that's accumulating something versus one that's accumulating nothing? Now don't forget, basic attention tokens, BAT, can be traded on any of the exchanges. So build up 100 BAT, exchange them to TRX, stake that on bankroll, roll your dividends over, and bam, you start earning cash. At this particular point, it looks stupid. I haven't even earned $1 from using it for under 2 weeks. Come back to me in 10 months, when not only have I earned the BAT, but I've also cashed it out to, I'm probably going to go to TRX, and then I'm going to invest my TRX in bankroll, in stockpile, and roll those dividends over, and suddenly we're starting to see money, and then I'll invest that in Bitcoin. So what I'm saying is, we're using Brave, and I'm gonna check Brave here by checking this this exact link in the Brave browser. I've already lost the link up the top there. Shit, that's not what I should have done. Let me just grab his link from down here. Thanks, Doug. It's not as bad as mine. Okay, it could be the Firefox browser being a little clunkish. And by the way, Brave browser, it's super quick. It's super quick. No ads as well. I gotta go back to work. Try and catch you on the afternoon break later today. Thanks, Dusky. Cheers, man. Cheers, dude. Let me... Oh, you know what? This isn't gonna work here. I don't have... I don't have the Brave browser audio plugged in set up. Let me go to loopback. I got to add another audio source here, folks. Let me just do this on scene. I got to add another, because I don't use Brave browser for streaming, but I can create an audio plugin. It's going to be called Brave Browser. Oops, that was already highlighted. Brave Audio. I'm going to add the Brave app. This is going to open it up. I'm going to get rid of the pass-through, and that should make it, that'll enable the audio. Then in OBS, I will add a new audio source called Brave Browser. It's an audio input capture. It's going to be called Brave Browser or Brave Audio. I'm doing this over here, but I'll show it to you. Oh, I can't drag it over. Okay, sorry. Well, I can show you the properties for it, I guess. It's just the Brave Audio browser, which I just created, which should be there, right there, Brave Audio. Add that to here. Now, monitor and output, set the advanced audio properties. Brave Audio monitor is off. Now monitor and output is on. Turn the guts of the volume down to match Firefox audio, which is -4 decibel. And now, once that closes, we should be good to hear.
A platform almost impossible to grow on by itself.
And that's Firefox. That's brave. Let me just get rid of this. Okay, this is gonna work now.
Last year, I made a video titled How to Stream to Multiple Sites at Once, an OBS tutorial in which I show people how to use a site like Restream to push out their content to all the different streaming platforms like Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, Facebook.
That's weird how it goes
Twitter,
full screen like that.
LinkedIn, whoever else is currently adding live streams to their platform. However,
it's not me, it's him. Basically, we've tried it in 2 different browsers. It's not me, it's him. It's not me, it's him.
Change in the last year, and while I showed you how to do it, I now want to talk about whether you should be doing it.
So with that being said, if it's not me, it's him, I'm going to get rid of the Brave browser, because at this particular juncture, when I'm going full screen, it's actually taking... Hey, look at my recommended video on the side there. 6 viewers watching. Let's see. 6 viewers watching and 2 downvotes. 2 downvotes. Thanks, folks. It's even Stevens. Let's get rid of the Brave browser there. I'd rather use it in Firefox, because when I hit full screen, it doesn't kill both of my screens. It just opens it up in that screen.
Grow on by itself. You'll quickly hear about multi-streaming, as it's becoming all the rage lately. This is streaming to multiple sites at once, as I said in the intro of this video, whether that be Twitch, Mixer, YouTube Gaming, Facebook, and the list goes on as more platforms add live streaming to their platform.
Hate these videos that showcase some random playing a game. I mean, I'm 45. That's probably my bad, right? Kids love watching people play games. I don't.
To their platform. It becomes very tempting to give multi-streaming a try, thinking it'll help you boost viewers, especially when you've been streaming on Twitch for months on end and haven't gained much traction. So right off the bat, I'll answer the question, should you be multi-streaming? Then we can dive into my reasoning if you feel like sticking around in this video. In my humble opinion, as a new streamer, there is no reason to use Restream or any other multi-streaming platform if your goal is to simply live stream to as many different sites as you can. It won't help you, nor will you grow just by doing so. I know this because I've tried it myself in the past. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't be using Restream and multi-streaming in general. It just means that you need to be smart about it and use it in a way that actually makes sense and helps you grow your community.
Is this guy going to say what I've said? To use it as a teaser? To go a half-an-hour tease mechanism? Is that what he's going to do? I've not seen this video before, folks. If I had, I probably wouldn't have watched it now, given the out-of-sync crap.
Grow your community. In my opinion, what you should be doing as a gamer specifically is using a service like Restream to stream to Twitch TV, as you probably already are, and then add in one additional platform. Now you may be asking, which other platform would that be? Well, that's where we take a turn away from the question, should I be multi-streaming, to the question of how do I get discovered? You see, the days of simply loading up a game, turning on your live stream, and gaining viewers is all but dead. In fact, you've probably heard that said before from other streamers like Harris Heller, for example, who has talked about this topic at length.
It's funny how this guy's saying the idea of gaining an audience while streaming gaming is dead, yet that's exactly what he's doing here. Streaming a game in the disguise of a video telling you why you should or shouldn't restream, but he's gaming. It's funny. Funny. It's ironic.
At length. You may have also heard that you need to create content on other platforms that have discoverability built into them and then drive that traffic to your Twitch page. This simply means you want an algorithm and a good search engine that allows people to find your content on a platform. Now, I agree that you must create content and publish it to a site where it can be discovered in order to gain eyeballs. However, there is one small area that I don't necessarily agree with if you're a new streamer. That's the next part of that message, where you're then told to push people from that platform you're creating on to Twitch so that they can follow you there to watch your next live stream. Why, you may ask? Well, you see, most social media platforms now offer the ability to live stream, and most are catching up in terms of the features that have set Twitch apart in the past. For example, YouTube being the biggest one. You see, YouTube offers most of the core features.
This guy's going around and around here. He's not really given a very clear message. Or is it just me not hearing it clearly? So now he's saying because other platforms have caught up in terms of the offerings that they offer similar to what Twitch offer, you should stream on there. So start again and build a new audience on Facebook gaming because they're catching up to Twitch. I don't know if I'd recommend that. I think what he should be saying is you should be trying to build an audience on a smaller platform where you will stand out more. You go to Twitch to start a gaming channel and you're instantly up against every single person else who's doing the same thing. Now, I'm just saying it matter-of-factly, but if you go to YouTube, you're going to face the same situation. You're up against hundreds and thousands and millions of kids all trying to do the same thing. If you go to a site like DLive, you're only up against 350,000 other people. And if you're going to do gaming, that's probably 330,000 of those crew doing gaming. But if you're going to do anything else, such as chatting, IRL streams, maybe you're going to do some maker streams, some creative, some guitar playing, whatever, you're instantly into a smaller pond. And therefore the chance of standing out, if you have the good content and the good delivery, you can stand out way better and you can bypass this fight on these bigger platforms. Then you can start using Restream. I'm sending my stream to Twitch, not right now, but when I do on DLive, I do it. I send it to Twitch. I send it to YouTube. I'm avoiding having to go through that clutching at the bottom of YouTube, clutching at the bottom of Twitch, clutching at the bottom of Mixer's gone, Facebook, clutching at the. I don't care for the clutch, but I put the content out there, and those that are very interested and keen to see it, they come and support me on DLive. I've had a bunch of crew come over saying I was watching the Trovo and it ended. I came over to DLive. And that's hard at the moment because most people are saying get off DLive and go Trovo, but I'm seeing the opposite. I'm seeing people say I was on the Trovo, here I am. I'm on the Twitch, here I am. I follow you on Picardo, here I am. That's the way I do it.
Most of the core features of streaming, including monetization like super chats and ad revenue, while also having a platform that allows your content outside of your live streams to be discovered. For example, clips you may create from memorable moments while streaming, how-to videos like this one that help out other streamers, or any other type of tutorials that help out streamers, or just any other type of original video content you might be creating. Don't get me wrong, YouTube's promotions of live streams on their site currently is not great. However, all those clips you make from your stream and all the other content you make is much more easily discovered on YouTube.
That's completely wrong. You make content on YouTube, you never get discovered unless one of two things happen. You get hosted or you get promoted by a larger creator who sends all of your content to his audience or her audience, or you make a viral video that YouTube in turn promote. There's nothing you can do as a creator to get promoted on YouTube. All the different changes to thumbnails and go through and cut out the parts when your audience retention drops and change the end slates and add overlays. All of that stuff doesn't make any difference. It's none of your control. It's YouTube controlling it. You've got no control over it. All those different techniques and tutorials, it's all to confuse you, to keep you creating content. I've seen through that ages ago. I've seen through that a long time ago.
Easily discovered on YouTube than it would be if you were creating that content on Twitch. This is especially true considering that Twitch basically has zero discoverability.
That might have been true back in the early days of YouTube, but that is not true today on YouTube at all. There's nothing you can do to make your videos more discoverable. It's up to YouTube. It's nothing to do with you. You can create the greatest content or the shittest content, and YouTube will choose whether you get promoted or not. And if you don't agree with that, ask yourself this: why did YouTube trend the Logan Paul suicide forest video? Why was that on trending, right? They didn't even look at the video, but they put it on the trending tab. Why? Because they want to promote that creator. Why? Because he gets the maximum reach to the kids. Why would that benefit YouTube? Because they get the maximum return on the ad investment. That's why they promoted it. They didn't even look at it. They didn't even look at it. Now you're telling me that thumbnails make a difference? The dude literally had a guy hanging behind him in the thumbnail. And you're telling me you got to tweak your thumbnails to make yours stand out? The dude got trended with a thumbnail of a guy hanging and him going next to it. And you can't. If you think I'm wrong here, or if you think this is inaccurate, that's exactly what happened, and that's the way it's been for a long time. That's why it's time to build up the smaller platforms, build up the places where we don't have to fight through all that crap. Or go and buddy up with a big creator. Go and get friendly with your Peter McKinnons and your Casey Neistats and literally clout chase them, because that's the only other way to do it. If you want to do that, if you can live with yourself by doing that and making videos based around that, Cody Wanner, if you can live with yourself to do that, go ahead and do that. But then when that sort of tailors off and that connection sort of dries up, you better have the content to back it up, right? Because otherwise you'll be stuck at 50,000 forever. That's what I'm saying. Reality check.
Discoverability options built into their platform. Again, something other streamers like Harris Heller has done entire videos.
Or if that doesn't work for you, start making tutorial videos on how to help creators get better. Because that always works, right? Just make a video saying this is how you get better on YouTube.
Has done entire videos on where they outlined what Twitch needed to change in order to become a platform that had more discoverability and helped out other streamers other than those that just have the highest current number of viewers, which is the only way Twitch really segregates their live streamers. I believe that most people today, including myself, are becoming less loyal to any specific platform and more loyal to individual creators we find and like. There is still a bit of platform loyalty, and I'm not saying that it's going to disappear entirely. There are just some people that love the platform they use and they have no interest in using different platforms. However, I do believe most people are willing to view someone's content on whatever platform they might be creating on the most if they like that creator. I myself no longer use just one or two social media sites, but in fact use almost all of them in some capacity, just like most of you guys out there. As we have more and more social media sites being created, we have more and more people using a variety of them, instead of just back in the days when it used to just be Facebook and maybe just the other one that popped up. Granted, some social media sites fall out eventually and just, people no longer use them, like MySpace as an example. However, overall, the variety of platforms we use has grown. Now, of course, I have my favorite ones and the ones that I spend the most time on, Twitter and Instagram, But again, overall, I do check them all. And while others may have a preference as to which one they prefer, I think most people have gotten to the point where they kind of check most of them as they follow different people on the platforms. And the reason that I do that is because there are creators I follow that I've become friends with online in some shape or form, or I just like what they're doing, what they're creating. And each of those people have their own preference as to which social media site they enjoy creating on most.
This guy's just talking around and around and around. So there's more sites and people are using them? Yeah. Is this a monetized video? It seems like it's going nowhere. It's monetized, isn't it? Yeah.
Creating on most. I think as more people get used to there being several social media sites out there and get used to navigating between them, that we'll continue to see more and more people willing to follow people to whichever platform they're creating on. Honestly, all of this makes me feel like Twitch isn't even worth streaming on anymore as a new streamer, outside the fact that currently gamers are still mainly using Twitch.
It's like said one thing and now he's saying the exact opposite. This is a weird video.
Mainly using Twitch, but again, I think that's changing, especially if Twitch does not add a more social element for gamers to their platform. Once YouTube and other platforms really start pushing live streaming, which they are doing by signing Twitch streamers over to their platforms, it won't be hard for more and more people to get past the idea that gamers only stream on Twitch, and they start to be okay with watching gamers on a variety of platforms.
See, I think that's a bad message to put out there, because the strongest message and the most not common, but the most obvious thing is the content is the king. Just like when, and we've just seen this, right? We've just seen this with DLive, where the big creators, and when I say big, I just mean the numbers, right? The Bait Alaska, the Nick Fuentes, the big politically motivated content creators on DLive, when they got banned from DLive, right? They got banned a couple of weeks back now, 3 or 4 weeks ago. When they got banned, do you know what they did straight away? Messaged, it doesn't matter who gave the message, it was either the creator or their fan base. Everybody go over to Telegram. We're on Telegram now. That's where you can catch up with what I'm doing. Here's the link to my Telegram. In fact, Fuentes even put it in his About section on DLive. Once the channel was suspended, so they copped a 7-day suspension, and then they got a full ban. During that 7 days, there was links to the Telegram. So what I'm saying is the content is king. We've heard this before everywhere. Content is king. The content is king. The platform is almost irrelevant. If you like a creator, and for whatever the reason, take PewDiePie, for example. This is a great example. You like PewDiePie. In April 2019, he made an announcement. I've contracted with DLive. I'm going to stream exclusively on DLive. Come over to DLive. What happened? Millions and millions and millions of kids all came to DLive because their famous friendly PewDiePie was streaming there. He could have said Twitch. He could have said Mixer. He could have said Facebook Gaming. He could have said Trovo. I'm going wherever it was. They went, and the reverse happens when the contract expired and he left and went back to YouTube. The masses left. So the platform is irrelevant. The content is always going to be king. Exactly the same if a platform dissolves like Mixer did. Mixer disintegrated, right? You don't see people waiting around for Mixer to start again. No, all those crew went with their fellow creators to wherever they went. Facebook Gaming, a lot came over to DLive because there was an incentive. A lot of it went to YouTube. The viewers went with the creator. So the platform is irrelevant. So this guy's got such a strange message.
A variety of platforms. Think about it. They aren't going to spend all that money on exclusive streaming contracts with big gamers if they had no plans on continuing.
By the way,
grow live.
what the hell's going on? Is anybody watching this? This stream's dead, right? Nobody. What's going on my stream, folks? Nobody's here. Hey, I'm not used to streaming to nobody. This is crazy. Let me Let me have a look at my stream here on YouTube. Is it worth me even streaming today? I don't know if anybody's even watching this shit. Would I watch this shit? Probably not. Where's my stream? That's 60 frames per second. Oh, that's a different... Okay, sorry. Where's Gives a minute? I'm live now. 4 people watching. Oh, I'm going to end this shit. This is boring. Let me have a look at my stream. 4 people watching. 5 watching, but that's me joined in. All right, let's hurry up and get out of here so I can go surfing, because this is pointless to stream on YouTube.
Continuing to grow live streaming within their platform. Again, as time goes on and different streamers are on different platforms, like we now see Ninja on Mixer, Jack Courage Dunlop just signed with YouTube exclusive.